right, what is going on, everybody? What is going on? The Catch fam. Hope you guys are doing fantastic tonight. Hope everybody's looking forward to a great weekend. We're gonna hop into a couple underdog drafts to kind of kick off tonight's stream. Gonna hang out, throw together some 2026 fantasy football squads. But in about an hour or so here, we've got one of the community leagues. Our annual Superflex league is drafting tonight around 9:15 p.m. Eastern time. So we will be live streaming that as well. But I've been fiending throughout the week for some underdog drafts. So I'm going to hop into a couple of these while we kind of hang out and wait for tonight's, like I said, tonight's Superflex draft. So I'm pumped for that. It's a keeper league. It's a good little group we've got there. It's going to be a very competitive draft. Going to be an interesting draft board and all that with, the keepers included. So we'll hop into that in a little bit here. For now, let's see what we got going on. What I want to get into. Oh, Little Dalmatian might be the move tonight. Puppy is gone for now. Still haven't entered any best ball mania. I don't know what I'm going to. Oh, could kick it off with some super flex drafts. That may be interesting, but let's start with a Dalmatian. How many entries is this? 101. Okay, we'll be good. All right, let's do it. Let's do it. All right, gonna finish setting up here. We got three spots available if anybody wants to hop in. Let's get some music going and let's hang out. Let's have some fun. Let's talk some football. So we do have a couple of the preseason games on. The opening drives there. Saw Geno Smith lead his team to a touchdown. And we also saw a touchdown for the Panthers. Jonathan Brooks scoring a touchdown. But we got the Panthers, the Jags. The Jags have no starters playing tonight. Bryce Young so far, 5 of 6, 49 passing yards. Jonathan Brooks, 5 carries, 3.6 yards per carry, 18 total rushing yards, a rushing touchdown. T-Mac has been targeted twice. He has caught both of those for 25 receiving yards. Jalen Coker has been targeted once. He has caught that for 4 receiving yards. Like I said, really nothing to talk about when it comes to the Jaguars. They are not playing any starters. In terms of the Jets, we did see a perfect drive out of Geno Smith, 7 of 7 for 65 passing yards and a passing tutty. Cade Klubnik, rookie quarterback, Klubnik, has been out there since that opening drive. I will say it's been kind of interesting. We've seen some involvement out of A.D. Mitchell pretty consistently throughout the course of the offseason. So maybe something to pay attention there in terms of that Jets wide receiver room next to Garrett Wilson and Omar Cooper. Let's just go with some JSN here. I don't mind Amon-Ra. I certainly don't mind going Christian McCaffrey there as well. The 1-5 is a tough little decision to make, but reason I'll go JSN here is he's going to coincide with the cheapest possible quarterback stack there. So it's Sam Darnold, the latest, although Jared Goff still goes relatively late as well. But so yeah, not a whole lot going on. Brees Hall not playing, so we saw some Braylon Allen out there. Like I said, Jelani Woods scored the touchdown, the lone touchdown in that game. Geno Smith, number 7, 7 of 7. 7, 7, 7. Threw a touchdown, 7 total points. Jets going to the Super Bowl? Probably not. All right. So yeah, later tonight we will have the Packers at the Broncos. I haven't really seen any reporting on that game, so I don't know, like off the top of my head, if starters are supposed to play or whatever. All right, going in the second round, we see Chase Brown kicking off the second round. I like that. Ashton Genty and Chase Brown. All right, can the poll set up for the night? All right, what am I going to do with this next pick? At pick 20, I'm feeling with this cluster of running backs that is consistently going here. Probably just going to go wide receiver at pick 20. But Derrick Henry's still hanging around here. We'll find out. He's gone. Yeah, AJ Brown, Malik Neighbors, George Pickens. Love all these guys. I really, really do. Nico Collins, Chris Olave, Rasheed Rice, Devonta Smith. Can't really go wrong, but I'll go with my boy AJ Brown here. Same bye week as JSN. Week 11 may be tough. Find out. I don't have to avoid week 11 for wide receivers for the rest of this draft, essentially, as first two picks can be out. But yeah, I guess I didn't really go over the Steelers. My bad. We're still basically seeing a pretty even, like 50-50 split there between Rico Dowdle and Jalen Warren. There are continued rumors that Caleb Johnson is on the bubble, may not even potentially make this final roster. But so far in this game, we've seen 5 carries to Rico Dowdle, 5 carries to Jalen Warren. All right, pick 29 here. Would love to get Devonta Smith. Be okay with the Rasheed Rice, Zay Flowers, or Lad McConkey. Okay, we're not getting Devonta Smith. Yeah, man, I'm gonna reach a bit here on Lad. Don't mind Rice, don't mind Flowers. Didn't get Smitty. It'll be all right. All right, in terms of receiving for the Steelers, really nothing to go or to talk about here. We're still not seeing Michael Pittman or DK Metcalf super active as of right now. So, like, we've got Ben Skowronek, Roman Wilson, Robert Tonyan. Shout out to Robert Tonyan, a tight end. Darnell Washington. I mean, yeah, Jeremy Bernard has been out there, but just 1 target, 0 catches. Rico Dowdle had 1 target, 1 catch, 2 receiving yards. So yeah, when we look at ADP right now, we're seeing Dowdle. Yeah, we're seeing Warren, like on Underdog. Jalen Warren's ADP 69.7. And then Dowdle's 84.3. I am still far more inclined to draft Rico Dowdle over Jalen Warren and get that slight discount if I am truly going to take a Steelers running back. That thought has not changed throughout the course of the offseason here. All right, starting off kind of heavy at wide receiver. What are we going to do at pick 44? Maybe we just have an aggro wide receiver build tonight. And Smitty at pick 29 would have been perfect. Yeah, Garrett Wilson pretty involved tonight for the Jets too, on that small sample size that we got. Goes Monty there. I'm gonna go DeAndre Swift all day long. My RB1 for this squad. Going into pick 53, I really am not a huge fan of the running backs in this tier. I'm okay with Quinshon Judkins, actually. Go to, like, pick 68, I really don't love the running backs there either. Pick 77. Yeah, this is just a I mean, the running backs just get ate up. I will say if Devonta Adams is here at 53, it's gonna be tough for me to pass on him. Also really starting to like Jameson Williams in this range. There goes J-Mo. But probably need to go running back here. DJ Moore, I like that pick. Yeah, I'm almost happy Adams went. Picking Adams a little aggressive, but I can't really blame him. So yeah, Quinshon Judkins, Travion Henderson. Let's go with Henderson just to get that correlation to AJ Brown. Now we really gotta avoid week 11, but I'm much more inclined to draft Trayvon Henderson in best ball formats just because I feel like he's one of those players that gives you those spike weeks, big upside. All right, Parker Washington moving up to pick 54 there. There goes I mean, Judkins falling to 58 is pretty good value. All right, wrapping up the 5th round here. Roma Dunze, and into the 6th round we go. Jonathan Brooks all the way to pick 61. Is it I mean, he's really a player moving up with that Chuba injury. And we got pick 68 and 77. And do I go for a Drake May stack? Something I have never really done. I mean, kinda got a solid 3 wide receivers, 2 running backs. I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna go Marvin Harrison if he's here. Yeah, look at this guy a little aggressive with the stacks tonight. I gotta go MH, but and maybe Drake May will fall. There's Ramondre. There goes May. Yeah, I think I was gonna get him. I didn't take him there. Honestly, though, I'd rather take the wide receiver, go for some cheaper quarterbacks. I wonder, like, where Dazon Stribling is gonna start going. If there's anyone moving up in ADP. Like, Purdy's got an ADP of 101. Stribling's got an ADP of 119. Oh, dang, I want a QJ here. Man, I'll go Sutton all day long. Give me my boy. I guess I'm actually glad I didn't get I forgot I had Lad. I didn't really want QJ. I had Lad. Yeah, I like Rico Dowdle right there a lot. That's pretty common ADP for him. Metcalf. We got back-to-back Pittsburgh players. So I'm going to go running back at 92. I'm going to try and go Purdy at 101, Stribling at 116. Darnold has an ADP of 142. And try and target him there at 140. 116, 125. Probably going to need to be a running back and tight end. And I'm okay with that. Yeah, this team is very weak at running back. Those, if the running backs hit, should be good. I've drafted so much Pollard. I just want to actually really need to check my exposure here. Jake Ferguson, Jawan Jennings, Kenny Gainwell, Cortland Sutton, Cyrus Allen. Those are my 5 most drafted players. There's a running backs. Maybe Tony Pollard's not as high as I thought. Oh, 21.4. That's relatively high. Interesting round here. Michael Wilson, Chris Godwin, Josh Downs, Mekhi Lemon, Anungai, Chuba. Wow. Stribling goes at 91. Okay, now I'm not as inclined to go for that stack. So I'm going to go Herbie over going Purdy at 101. We will resort back to running back at 101. That's fine. Yeah, Stribling at, I don't know why I thought Stribling might go at close to his ADP. Man. Just based on overall ADP, I think I'm more inclined right now to target Debo than Stribling. It's a cheaper ADP. Oh, I wanted Gainwell. Starting to get some pretty positive reports about Gainwell on a pretty consistent basis here. On the clock. Just give me Bill. Come join the squad, Bill. Yeah, decent little build here. Goes pretty. See, I did what I wanted to do. That's all right. All right, so yeah, Herbert stacked with Ladd. We're going to go for a late round Sam Darnold to stack with JSM. Swift, Hendo, Bill, 0 RB, little 0 RB build here. JSN, AJ Brown, Ladd, MH, Sutton. So these next 2 picks want to continue adding to this running back room however we possibly can. And get a tight end at 125. I'm okay with. Gonna like Isaiah Likely, Jake Ferguson. Let running backs go at 116. It's not pretty. Rashad White, Aaron Jones, Rodriguez. I'm also starting to be a bit higher on Tyler Algier. With that Jeremiah Love injury going on. I do really like Wan'Dale Robinson in this range, though. Cinnabon, what's up? Not prepping for the Superflex draft? Not quite. We're just chilling, waiting for the draft. I was fiending for an underdog draft. Man, Robinson is really tough for me to pass on here. A boring pick. I don't go Rodriguez. But yeah, I'm pumped for the Superflex draft. We got about an hour. Man, Kittle and Wan'Dale Robinson are very good values there. 1.1 kind of loaded. I was very close to going Kittle. Starting to get more and more reports that Kittle could be ready week 1. Why is this such an aggressive tight end draft? Oh, it's not. I was scrolled down a little bit. Let's go Isaiah Likely. Switch it up a little. Kelsey was sitting there. Maybe should have gone Kelsey. But I haven't done a single mock this year, so we'll see how I do. Still haven't figured out who I'm taking at the 1-1. I haven't done any mocks either. I'm not prepared for this draft in any way, shape, or form. I'm just going to wing it. I was awful in the Superflex League last year, right? Right? Wasn't I second place? Didn't I lose to you in the auction league in the chip? Yeah, I was awful in the Superflex League because I kept Jaden Daniels and drafted Lamar. So Lamar was hurt part of the year, and then Jaden Daniels was hurt part of the year. So I'm like, can't be worse, right? Oh, crap. I forgot I got to go. I'll go Darnold at 140. I don't really want to try and push him to 149. I mean, this team's got one QB. And there goes Malik Willis. So now top QB is Darnold. So I got to go Darnold at 140 if he's still available. Jig. I'm awful in every redraft league I do other than the auction league. Auction league's kind of your thing, though, right? I feel like you inspired the auction league being a thing for the community. What is that? What's up with 3 tight ends in a row? Come on. All right, no Jake the Snake over here. But I got to go Darnold. There's a couple other players I really like here, but got to go Darnold. I was thinking about starting to draft some Tyreek Hill. My final picks and drafts. All right, give me Sammy D. Woody Mark's a good pick in this range. Jawan Johnson's a good pick in this range, too. Algier's a good pick in this range. All right, call me crazy, but I'm going to go Jacoby Brissett late in this draft. We'll have 3 stacked quarterbacks, 2 wide receivers. So the next pick, I'm starting to rise on Dalton Schultz. Still like AJ Barner a lot. Well, I might go Charbonnet. Actually, yeah, I want Charbonnet. Yeah, let's go. All right, so final couple picks here. 164, 173. We want to go back to back tight end. Little zero RB team here. We got Herbert with Ladd, Darnold, JSM, Swift, Henderson, Bill, Chris Rodriguez, Zach Charbonnet, JSN, AJ Brown, Ladd McConkey, Marvin Harrison Jr., Cortland Sutton, Isaiah Likely. I actually like this team. My main league has been auction league for over a decade. The only reason why our auction league is 10 man is because my main league being a 10 man. Yeah, and it's kind of like hard to increase because ideally I would like the auction league to be a 12-man league. But it's a keeper league, right? So it's kind of hard to like backtrack on that. But I like that it's a little 10-man league. The stakes are higher that way. Oh man. This is like the craziest time of year. There's a lot of names here. Jacoby Lane, Keenan Allen, Cyrus Allen. Like, has Cyrus Allen already been drafted? Yeah, sorry, 158. Caleb Douglas at 157. There goes Jacoby Lane. These risers and ADP like that we are getting as your final picks. It's just long gone. Thoughts on Stribling and Cyrus? Sorry, I'm late to the party. No worries, bro. Party's only starting. I like both of them still. But yeah, I mean, like Stribling when I picked 91, his ADP is like 119. So obviously he's going much earlier than that ADP. You're gonna have to reach, especially right now, going to have to reach for Stribling. But I mean, you guys close to the channel, you guys know. I mean, we're making Dynasty content on the Dynasty channel off season long. Like we've been talking about these names, and especially like a Cyrus Allen. Like I talked about Cyrus Allen in multiple waiver wire stash videos, taxi squad stash videos months and months ago. Um, and, a lot of these names in Dynasty are going to be mentioned, and a lot of them will filter out. But these are, I mean, we're getting the right indicators for a lot of these players. We also have to remember, like, sometimes they're gearing these guys up in preseason and training camp to still be like a wide receiver 3. The big thing for Cyrus Allen is that Tyquan Thornton got hurt, although I think he's okay. Right, give me AJ Barner. Heavy on the Seahawks. Been trying to stack New England. All forced New England stack. Steve Smith compared Cyrus to himself. I mean, that's fine. I'm not gonna make any fantasy football decisions based off of Steve Smith. You know? I just really try to filter out that type of stuff. Sometimes those things are gonna work out. Sometimes, and most of the time, it's just a lot of nothing. I mean, I do like his little segments and whatnot. Um, but yeah, I mean, it just is one of those things where if you pay too much attention to those type of stories, like it can really sway you in the wrong direction sometimes. I almost hit an offer or two for Cyrus Allen in a few leagues. He's interesting. Yeah. I mean, he is being targeted by Mahomes a lot. And Xavier Worthy, Tyquan Thornton, those guys in front of him are not entirely enticing, very replaceable players. She Rice still the wide receiver one there for sure. No. Let me check. I think status on Thornton. Yeah, he's been practicing again, but he does have that hamstring injury. And I basically got to reach for these next two players. Unless I go wide receiver here. Also, yeah, a negative report coming out in regards to Rashad Bateman and a domestic issue. Let's go Zachariah Branch here. Give me some sort of upside at wide receiver. I've got Emmett Johnson and Jacoby Brissett queued up. I don't really need another running back on this team, though. I'm good at 5. There goes Emmett Johnson. But that's the thing, like, I'm not gonna walk away out of this draft with both Emmett Johnson and Jacoby Brissett, so he's right about Judy. Yeah, I mean, kind of. Judy had, like, the best game of his career after all that too, but also, like, a lot of people were down on Jerry Judy, you know? But, yeah, I just if Cyrus Allen is successful. Wow, what the hell, man? Did I really just get sniped on Jacoby Brissett? What is this? Yeah, I mean, if Cyrus Allen is successful, it's not gonna be based on, Steve Smith's evaluation or non-evaluation. Here's a name that is really rising on draft boards for me is Devon Bailey of the Saints. Let's take him right here. I mean, right now, he's really the wide receiver 2 for the Saints. And he already has some chemistry there with Tyler Shuck from last year. Now, I know there's some, Bub Means, Bryce Lance. There's some buzz on those guys. And Bub Means did look good the other night, but it's preseason action. Or no, I'm thinking of Barry on Brown, not Bub Means. I'm sorry. But realistically, right now, on paper, Vele is the wide receiver 2. Said about never heard of Steve Smith opinion that end up correct. Yeah, it's just like I'm really just try to stay away from these things. But yeah, I mean, I have talked about Cyrus Allen for some time here on the channel, and especially in like redraft formats, taking those later round shots on guys like Cyrus Allen, on Stribling, totally worth it. But Stribling is aggressively rising in ADP after another good preseason outing last night for sure. Once again, I mean, he's going in this draft. He went about 20 spots against his ADP. If I'm doing math correctly, maybe even more. Broke records last year, Jacoby. That is, yeah. I've never had this issue though, where I'm targeting him and like the end of a draft, trying to stack him with Marvin Harrison for a cheap third quarterback. Never had an issue where it gets sniped. I think it's a really good value where he goes in drafts as a QB3. Like, do I just take Carson Beck here? Or just take another wide receiver shot? I'll say another name that's rising for me is Kayshon Boutte. Kayshon Boutte. Because there's a lot of buzz that he's gonna get traded. And there was a lot of buzz that Rashad Bateman or Boutte would get traded. And now there's less buzz that Bateman's going to get traded with whatever this domestic report is. Kinda like how I was talking the other week about, like, starting to draft Keenan Allen. Could see some change of scenery there for Boutte. Alright, there's a draft. Herbert stacked with Ladd, Darnold stacked with JSM. Do not complete the Brisket Marvin stack. We also got AJ Barner here and Charbonnet with Sam Darnold. Swift, Henderson, Bill, Rodriguez, Charbonnet, JSN, AJ Brown, Ladd, Marvin, Cortland Sutton, Zachariah Branch, Devon Bailey, Keyshawn Boutte, Isaiah Likely, Dalton Schultz, AJ Barner. Pretty good. Let's roll with another one. But he's been really good, and for some reason the Patriots just hate using him. Yeah, I don't disagree. Kind of the issue right now in that wide receiver room for Boutte, who like I think would be a great depth piece to keep, but like if you think about it, you got AJ Brown as the X, Dobbs. I don't know exactly what you want to call his role, Z or the Y, or maybe even the slot. But then they want to play Kyle Williams, is what I've really heard, in the slot, as well as Demario Douglas. So I guess I'll leave Dobbs like the Y or Z, and then that doesn't really leave any room for Boutte, who would traditionally play more like an X. Um, so if you can get something back for him, I mean, like, because right now when they line up on the field, he's just not going to be a part of what they want to do. So sometimes these things just happen. But I don't disagree with your sentiment at all. Ooh, back on the clock. I'm gonna switch it up and go. No, I'm gonna go Bijan. I'm gonna go Bijan. Almost went Chase there. Right, Chase and Puka gone. JSN gone. I feel like we were getting a lot more CMC at the 1-5 before the hamstring tightness or whatever the heck is going on this offseason reports. Now we're seeing a lot more JSN or even Amon Ra there. Sleeper has a new option. Try new draft board beta. What in the world is this? Oh, Google is no help. This looks like brand new. I'm not doing that tonight, sleepers. Too many things on the line. All right, so by the time we finish this, should be hopping into the Superflex draft. So like I said, I'm just winging it. Gotta look at the draft board. It's a tough keeper league's gonna be tough. Man, Cinnabon, got the 1-1 and JSN in the third, even the 2-12. I mean, you're basically guaranteed a great start no matter what you do. Really, regardless of whatever strategy you want to roll with, you're in a great spot. So we got 1, 2, 3 running backs already gone. Let's be Bijan, JT, Javonte Williams. 4 QBs, T-Law, Dart, Prescott, May. Kyle Pitts, the solo tight end gone. And then we have 4 wide receivers, JSN, Flowers, Olave, Smitty. Sleeper's been working on a decent chunk of UI changes recently. Yeah, I gotta check that out. The worst thing with Sleeper is, I'm on my desktop, the chats for my different leagues don't load. I can't see them. I can only see league chats when I am on my cellular device. That bugs me. Alright, I might go, like I might go heavy running back. We went heavy wide receiver last draft. Maybe I'll just switch it. Thing is, at the turn here, I really like these wide receivers. London, Pickens, Rice, Olave, Neighbors usually hanging around here too. He's not in this draft. I mean, these are some really good. I'll go Jeremiah Love. Yeah, like what I would usually do is what the 1-1 did. Go Kyron here. I also really like Javante and ETN there. But we're just gonna go with a little aggro running back. I almost kept Caleb with my second, but unfortunately couldn't pass up the JSN value. I mean, that's a great keeper. That's probably the strongest keeper on the board, although J Fitness got Javante in the 11th. Say Flowers in the 9th for Mike is definitely not bad. I switched from Kraft in like the 11th or 12th to Smitty in the 6th just because Kraft's got that snap count stuff coming out. Still feel great there. All right, so we're gonna move into picks 47 and 50. Ooh, I wonder if I get a little Luther Bird in action there at 47. I don't think I've done like an aggro running back build. Kraft is in for a good year being the number one target in Green Bay. I definitely don't disagree. But I feel like right now I could probably just draft him in that range. You know? Because I drafted a lot of Kraft last year. Like Kraft was like my primary, like going to be my primary keeper in most of my keeper leagues because I drafted so much Kraft last year. Um, but now I'm like, in most of these keeper leagues, that's about where he's going. So if I really want to target him, I can. So I just don't feel super inclined to keep him. I don't even really know if Smitty's a good value. Like I haven't really been looking at Superflex drafts. Like I feel like that's a decent value in the 6th. It's got to be slightly better than right here he usually goes. All right, checking on the there goes Luther Burden. Checking on the preseason games, really nothing going on here worth of note, worth noting. Man, I might go 4 running backs if Devon if I can't talk if DeAndre Swift is here. Might just start maybe even Josh Jacobs. Although Jacobs has got that week 11 bye. We already got 2 of these guys on week 11 bye. Probably don't invest that much. There goes Jacobs. Jacobs are pretty good value. All right, Swift is gone. So give me Adams. Correlate that to Kyron. And then perfect. I'm gonna go, JMO or DJ Moore. I'm gonna go DJ Moore, but I really like both of those options. I kind of need like some sort of a wide receiver 1 here. So here we go. Aggro RB start, Bijan, Jeremiah Love, Kyron, Adams, DJ Moore. Seems like a round or two of value on the Smitty keeper. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like, it's not crazy good value, but it's still value. I didn't really have a lot of good options. I didn't have a very good draft last year in that league. I'm gonna look right now. I'm gonna double check. Yeah, I had a really weird strategy. I took Bucky in the second, kept JD5 in the third. I had the 1-3, took Lamar Jackson. So I went like hero running back with Bucky Irving, which is also part of why my team was so bad last year. Then I took 6 wide receivers in a row, and they all kind of sucked. Not really, but Terry McLaurin, T Mac. T Mac was good. Yeah, I just keep T Mac in the fifth. But that's like about where I think he's going to go, anyways. Smitty in the sixth, Travis Hunter, Jordan Addison, Jacoby Myers. And like none of my late round running backs hit. J.K. Dobbins, till he got hurt, was fine. But then Eckler, Rashad White, Tajay Spears. Yeah. Whatever I do this year, I just can't do what I did last year. I took Bucky and White. Probably just gonna go back to back wide receiver here at 71, 74. I don't know. T Mac in the fifth or Smitty in the sixth. I think I'm still higher on Smitty. But I do like T Mac there. Those are really my only options. Unless I just keep Lamar in the first at the 1-9, I could do that. I don't think I'm going to. I don't really, in keeper leagues, I don't particularly like using a first rounder, like keeping a first rounder. I just don't. All right, give me QJ. I got a lot of week 11 and week 7 buys on this team so far. Back on the clock after the JD5, Jalen Hurts back to back. All right, it's against ADP, but I don't care. I'm going to go Sutton here. Some people will be a little bit lower here on Jeremiah Love with the ankle injury news, but I still like him a lot in best ball. I have like Bijan and Kyron to hold it down as RB1, RB2. Then I think Jeremiah Love just a nice like best ball pick, a lot of upside. Could have plenty of those spike weeks. Keep a first rounder unless your keepers are absolutely awful or near the back half and could keep Bijan or Gibbs. Yeah, like that I totally get. You know, really like any of like the top 5 and you get like the 110 and the 112. I think that's perfectly fine. If you can end up with Chase at the 110, like yeah, go for it. End up with Gibbs at the 112, definitely go. About it for me. All right, getting close to the Superflex draft here. Got some warnings on Discord and Sleeper. I've already put a couple in Sleeper. All right, man. I almost went Jonathan Brooks there at the last turn. I was like, nah, go to get some wide receivers. $95, $98. I do kind of like Blake Corum for this pick. I mean, for this team. Holmes. Taylor, what's good, bro? Oh, I haven't even looked at that tournament. We're about to do an actual draft for the Superflex League. Maybe I'll do one of those Saturday or Sunday night though. Ah, Quorum gone. Kenny Gainwell. Me digs. Man, people getting hip to my boy Kenny G. No longer of value. Me Kittle. Like I'll take Kittle all day long as a tight end one in best ball. Like give me the upside. Here goes Stribling at 99. Last draft was 91. Here he goes at 99. All right, Aguilar, RB, Bijan, Love, Kyron. Wide receivers are Adams, DJ Moore, Quinn Johnson, Cortland Sutton, Diggs. Tight end is Kittle. So I haven't even looked at quarterback. Starting to break into some dangerous tiers of QBs. He maybe should have drafted Stafford. He's probably going to go to the team with Puka now. Late round running backs that I want at this point would be Bill, Rodriguez, Manungai. I guess I'm still okay with Rashad White. Woody Marks, Algier, Charbonnet, Braylon Allen, Emmett Johnson. 119, 122. And throw together a nice little squad here, actually. Concepcion. Some pretty interesting stuff on the Steelers' backfield tonight. Sounds like Warren has fumbled the ball a lot through training camp. Yeah, we talked about that backfield a little bit earlier. It's basically been a true 50-50 split. And I've talked quite a bit about Rico Dowdle. Dowdle is the one that I would prefer to target just because he's cheaper. Cheaper ADP. I'll take it. Ooh, these are going to be two interesting picks. Man, I can never land Wan'Dale Robinson. Just never happens. Starting to get in my mind a little Robinson, little Cam Ward stack. Okay, I'm going to go Jacoby Myers. I'm going to take Baker Mayfield. Unless this team with three quarterbacks takes Baker Mayfield. I have some crappy QBs on this team. Baker, lead us to the promised land, baby. Sometimes you don't get a stack. Sometimes you just don't. Sometimes you just get the best available quarterback, and that's okay. Sorry to whoever wanted Baker in this draft. Andrea, hello, hello. Almost time to draft. See, that's Malik Willis. I still get Malik Willis and Cam Ward. mixed up when I'm drafting. At 143 and 146. Where am I gonna go? Someone took Stribling 23rd overall. That is crazy. All right. What I want to do with these next two picks. Kind of am just in a position where I just need to watch the board and see what happens and make an informed decision after that. Here goes Algier. See, I was really hoping Shuck might fall for some reason. Love that. Hit the light, guys. 20 minutes until our actual Superflex draft goes down. I can still get a Sam Darnold or a Danny Dimes potentially here. I also got to think about the rest of this running back room. And then obviously some tight end help too behind Kittle. Goes Darnold, not to the JSN team. Nice thing is this team in front of me is three quarterbacks. So I know I don't have to take Danny Dimes right here. Give me Jawan Johnson, who has the same bye week as George Kittle. I keep accidentally doing that. Goes Chig, Jalen Naylor, then I'll just go Daniel Jones. Still need another tight end. Still need some running back help. Who's a late round Colt? There's nobody, right? And I also really like Dalton Schultz. See, 167, 170 is a strange area to draft in terms of ADP. Ooh, Keenan Allen. I don't know if he's going to fall. I mean, this is one of those players where the ADP is very strange. I know there's somebody. Yeah, I don't know if he's going to come back to us here. Just constantly feel like when you're drafting from these earlier spots, you're just sitting looking like, and who falls back to you. I don't know, weird build, but I kind of like this team if the quarterbacks survive. It's definitely a team where I want to take three QBs. Bryce Young. So yeah, that third quarterback's like a Jacoby Brissett type guy. Maybe I will get Jacoby Brissett in this draft. No. See, I wish I went Danny Dimes and Keenan Allen there because I'm okay with like, well, Dalton Schultz did get picked. There's no other Colts. There's just none. There's the rookie. What's his name? And Jawan Jennings a nice value here, 165. In my haping there's like this glitch. All right, give me Charbonnet. Great value. Really makes me wish to Keenan Allen and Danny Dimes. But Juwan Johnson, I can't be too upset about that. He was a good pick there. I'm probably just gonna pick Hawkinson. Actually, I'll go AJ Barner over Hawkinson. I've drafted a lot of AJ Barner. And quite frankly, a lot of Charbonnet too. This team could work, although there's no stacks. Who's a late round Buccaneer? Is Ted Hurst out here somewhere? Yeah, we're gonna eye some Ted Hurst. 194. And join the squad. Yeah, basically an aggro RB, Bijan, Jeremiah Love, Kyron. We went Adams, DJ Moore, QJ, Sutton, Diggs, Kittle, Myers, Baker, Juwan Johnson, Danny Dimes, Charbonnet, AJ Barner. So yeah, if I had gone Daniel Jones at 143, then Keenan Allen, we'd have no Juwan Johnson. Still would have got Zach Charbonnet at 167, and probably still would have gone AJ Barner at 170, which I would be okay with. That's probably my only regret of this draft. Give me a little Ted Hurst, actually. Ted Hurst, Emmett Johnson, next two picks that I want. But outside of that, I mean, I know we don't have a tremendous amount of upside at wide receiver, but for going so aggressive at running back to start, Adams, DJ Moore, QJ, Sutton, Diggs, Myers, it could be much worse. A lot of veterans there, though. That's the type of thing that concerns you. All right, less than 15 minutes until we kick off Superflex draft here. Who's Devon Bailey? No Tyler Shuck on that team, but just like tracking these things. Kate Otten would have made sense for this team too. I mean, honestly, Sean Tucker makes some sense for this squad. Jacoby, he's back in action, man. These guys want Jacoby. Give me Ted Hurst. Give me Emmett Johnson. I don't know. It's a weird team, but I kind of like it. Baker and Danny Dimes got to hold it down. What QB can I realistically get? 215? Maybe Tua? Maybe Tua. I might just start taking some Kirk Cousins. Gino? I don't know. Rogers is gone. Maybe I'll just roll with Baker and Danny Dimes. Who's that Colts rookie wide receiver? He's like only gotten touches because of the injuries, though. I'm telling you, I might start throwing some darts at Tyreek Hill. I'm still like Keon Coleman at the end of drafts, but stuff or the sprained foot and toe doesn't make me feel great. Goes Gino. Yeah, Najee Harris, another name that's going to start going here. Traditionally, here I'm probably going with another wide receiver. I mean, these quarterbacks aren't really inspiring a ton of confidence in me as is. Goes Coleman. Goes Tua. So yeah, it really would be Kirk Cousins or nothing, or a Browns quarterback or Carson Beck. Think about like a Jack Bash Kirk Cousins stack at the end of your draft is basically free. I'll go Tyreek Hill. All right, guys, I'll be right back. I'm going to pee before we do the Superflex draft. All right, boys and girls, let's get this thing going. We got a real draft to roll into. Let's see. All right. Here is the draft board for the Keeper League. Superflex. Let's get this bad boy going. Let's see. Go ahead and change the name of the stream. Real. Real Superflex draft. All right. Got a couple minutes to chill here. Let's take a look at the preseason action. Somebody scored for the Panthers. I think. I don't know who scored though. Man, there's really nobody out there for the Jaguars tonight. Jets. Steelers is over. Oh, no, sorry. End of the third. Nothing going on there, too. Panthers Jags at halftime. I'm ready. I'm ready. 5 minutes, guys. Yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do in this draft. Slammed the Subway sandwich. Already a terrible start to my draft. That sounds like a phenomenal start to your draft. All right, we got 5 minutes till this draft starts. I'm pumped. Look at the cat. Ready to draft first draft of the season. Let's go. What's up, bro? Glad to have you here. Andrew got the Denver game on. Oh, yeah, that just started, right? The Christian Watson 14-yard catch that was apparently a fumble. I can watch that one. Okay. Wasn't sure if it was blocked in my area because with the Panthers and the Steelers playing. But Green Bay didn't lose possession, right? All right, nice. Got that game on my phone. Hey, I mean, what are the Packers without a Christian Watson catch to start the game and a Christian Watson fumble? You know? 3rd and 5 for the Packers. What I got. A little Denver jumping off sides there. All right, 3 minutes till we kick this draft off. Encroachment on the defense. I'll probably send out final warnings in 1 minute. And we'll start right at 9:15. Eastern time. No in the draft, get Watson. He sucks. Yeah. Just fumbled. Don't draft him. Smokey doesn't want to draft him. That was Nick Bonito who got the encroachment, right? Can't really be mad at him. He gets the pressure on the QB right after. All right, 2 minutes, guys. 2 minutes. 4th and inches for the Packers. Whereas everyone, they'll either be here or they won't. Packers got a little play action, gets the ball out to Matthew Golden, who hangs on and is down. Hard to tell if he caught it at first, and if he lost the ball or not, but they're going to review that. I don't know if he caught that. He caught it. I'm sorry, the angle at first, but then he was down. He was down. All right, final warnings are going out. On all platforms. I know I sent out a lot of notifications, but I just feel like it's the best thing to do. All right, guys, you know the drill. We start right on time. Go. Draft is underway. You got 1 minute per pick. 1 QB, a super flex spot, regular flex spot, wide receiver, running back, tight end spot, 2 wide receiver spots, 2 running back spots. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bench spots. Let's do it. No Stribling at the 1-1. Ends up Josh Allen. Telling you guys right now, I have no strategy in mind for this draft. All right, Packers putting together a little drive here. Good stuff there. The only green dot I haven't seen is Mr. Sarcastic. He's late sometimes. I have no idea what I want to do with this pick. Like, I literally have 0 idea what I want to do with this pick. I'm glad Mr. Sarcastic is late. We'll watch his draft board if we're missing him. Make sure nothing to the detriment of the draft happens. No, if it's got him drafting 5 quarterbacks in a row or something, I'll step in. But outside of that, I'm not going to do much. So I guess he's going to, yeah, he goes CMC there. Go James Cook. Sarcastic. He arrives fashionably late most of the time. Smokey gets Puka. Yeah, only 3 quarterbacks gone so far in this first round. Chase, what's good, brother? What up, what up? All right, Jordan Love and the Packers still driving here. It's 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line. Matthew Golden, a catch. Flag is down. Encroachment on the defense, though. It's going to stand. Matthew Golden looking okay in this game. I haven't been super high on him this offseason, but looking okay. Another encroachment penalty on the Broncos. That is going to be declined. Ball is down around the 10-yard line, 9-yard line. How to rank these players: Drake London, AJ Brown, Neighbors. I'd probably go AJ Brown, Neighbors, then Drake London. I just feel like Drake London is like a 4 player, and I worry about the quarterback room there. Although it's not like he's had fantastic quarterback play over the past few seasons, but I'm just not as inclined on drafting Drake London. Am I crazy for that? If you guys miss your pick, it's going to go to this. It's going to go CPU. You guys got a minute per pick. These are typical league rules here. Wow, Christian Watson got smacked by Surtain on that play. Lamb and JJ are gone. This is going to be a tough draft. Lloyd looks very explosive. Dude, literally after watching one of those Lloyd plays, I thought of you right away. I'm going to go Genty here. This is the first time I've actually seen Lloyd on a football field. Didn't he play last year at the end of the season? Or was that the other? Was that Brooks? And there's a touchdown for, is that Marshawn Lloyd? Yep. Yeah, Lloyd did not play last year. He was, I don't know, Marshawn Lloyd was the RB 666 last year, according to Sleeper. Yeah, there you go. Touchdown to Lloyd. Where's that super cool other guy? What's up, Pete? You can hop in here if you want. Wondering where Steven went. Steven is getting married in 8 days. I'll be gone all next week for that. It'll be a great week. Oh, guys, it's gonna go. It's gonna go to CPU if you guys aren't here. You miss your pick. I have no control over it. Yeah, Surtain smacked Christian Watson there. Pete, we appreciate you working on the short. Clapping hand emojis for Pete in the chat. I have no idea what direction I'm taking this team. Very interesting first round and a half, or wherever we're at. guys be mad if I change it to 10 seconds per pick? Dang. Guys, quit missing your picks. By the way, if you have a queue set and it gets set to CPU, it will go off of your queue as opposed to the draft board. If I'm not mistaken. All right, Broncos. Gonna get the ball back here. I don't know if we can allow JD5 at the 2-5. I've been meaning to put a sign up over my Jaden Daniels jersey. I'm gonna do it this weekend. But Smoker is zoning out for reasons. Things happen. J-Dubs really had to take a third QB to stop me from getting Caleb. Yeah, J-Dubs is on the board. There's a strong chance that you're not going to get Caleb, just like if you were on the board. All right, Bud Smoker said he took Barkley, so I'll change it. All right, second round wrapping up. Wow, that was a big jump there with the keepers. Already all the way to the 3-5. And Hurts is such a nice pick there. All right, it looks like some people are having issues with the app. I don't know. Hard for me to facilitate that. I don't know if you guys are drafting from your phone. We'll say drafting desktop always the safest bet. I know sometimes you guys can't do that.
Okay, I'm gonna try and pay attention.
See, it's hard for me to tell. You guys missing your picks or is something wrong? It's like I just have to hit the CPU button, which is what we've always done. Yeah, this is getting becomes way too dicey. Yeah, like Catch has already picked Herbert. Like, what am I supposed to do? All right. Who am I picking here? All right, we got to pause the draft. This is super annoying. All right. This is the last time I'm doing this. Cats, don't be mad at me. I'm taking everything off the draft board. But now, were any of these guys keepers? No. Or was T Law a keeper? Cats, was T Law your keeper? Thank you, Cats. All right, this is the only time we're doing this. Pick your players. I absolutely despise having to do things like this during a draft. Like it absolutely drives me crazy when these type of things happen. Because then it becomes this entire conversation of like what's fair, what's not fair. Like it's just really aggravating. I'm not saying it's anybody's fault, but when you're in this position, it's like, what am I really supposed to do? Because like it's just weird too. So for Cuda, it shows like pick 3.8 was Justin Herbert. For me, like I literally like I take a screenshot and send it, but I don't have that at all, which is weird. I mean, I just yeah, like it puts me in a really weird position of like I don't even like know exactly what I should do, you know? Also, tough pick here. Lad. Yeah, like I don't because like even though it's on auto, let me make sure. Yeah, it's on CPU. Like it's weird to me too that it says commish forced pick when it should just be like it's on auto pick CPU. Like you guys should be able to see that. It's annoying, honestly. Yeah, I'm sorry, cats. I don't know how I was supposed to handle that. 'Cause even what was the other one? Cora getting so we had McBride changed it to Barkley. And we had Cora getting Bowers. Just annoying. I want you guys to obviously get who you want to get. It's kind of it's a buzzkill. 'Cause I'm like, I gotta make sure I do the right thing here. And there can obviously be a debate about what is the right thing. You know. All right, let's wrap up the fourth round. Fourth round, ladies and gentlemen. I'll just keep the sleeper chat pulled up. Yeah, another thing is like, here's proof. Sleeper chats don't work when I'm on desktop. I have to have it on my phone, so it's like I'm a little like it's throwing me off here because now I have to pay attention to my phone where I usually don't during drafts. All right, I think we're good now. Seems like we're in a better rhythm. Find out. Find out. Never mind. I jinxed it. Someone tell me. Someone tell me what the pick is supposed to be. Because I don't see. If you guys can see, I cannot see it. I will show you. Well, Kuda got scat. I need to know if Michael had a different pick here. Oh, it goes Goff. I didn't do anything that time. Maybe that's what I need to do. I need to not click anything, and then maybe it goes to the CPU by itself. Try the new draft board. I do wanna try that, but I didn't wanna try it tonight, like, because we had a draft. I was like, "I should wait," but maybe I shouldn't have waited. Alright, I'm just not touching anything. Guys, try not to let your picks run down to the final second. What's up, J Fitness? You're good, bro. I'm just trying my best. I want everyone happy. It's my only wish. Just stay happy out there, guys. I know, but then I was, like, getting sketched out because when it says, like, commissioner force pick, like, I didn't want you guys to think that I was, like, picking players over who was getting picked. But see, on that last one, I didn't do anything. I just sat there. I was like, "I don't know what to do," and it just says, "Pick 411, Jared Goff." Michael hasn't said anything, so I'm assuming that was the right pick. So maybe it was my fault. This has made the draft. If I lose this league, it's because of this draft. Yeah, Cinnabon, the auto, our cats. Sorry, the auto pick. I checked; it's on in draft settings. See, it's on because I know I've had issues before if that's not on. Love good running backs on bad teams. They never hurt. Burden. Well, there's definitely thoughts going through my mind here, but I gotta go quarterback. It's really pushing it. Give me old man Stafford. I'm not worried about age or potential injury. Okay. Matthew Stafford is going to repeat as a top 5 quarterback this year. Okay. A lot of good players available. I almost wish that I didn't keep Smitty in the 6, just so I could pick here in the 6. Oh, sorry, guys. I didn't mean for that to be up. All right. I think we're in a rhythm here, guys. I don't want to jinx it again. I think we're in a rhythm. Trying to stay posted. All right, into the 6th round we go. There's not too many reasons why Stafford couldn't be a top 5 quarterback again. Well, that's my hot take of the night. He will be because he's on my team. Yeah, give me Smitty. Give me Smitty. Give me my keeper. I love Adams there at the 6-7. All right. I think we're in rhythm here, guys. I'm glad that Kudo was able to screenshot that and send it. Because honestly, if I didn't see that, I probably wouldn't have changed the picks. Just sketch me out. 'Cause I'm looking at it right now. All right. I think we're good now. But I almost took Adams at the 4-12. Yeah, he would have been fine to take there too. At the 6-7, falls. It's super flex. We're going to get some differences here. I'm not touching anything. I didn't touch anything. Those Judkins there. Didn't touch nothing. Andrea gets DJ Moore. Bill. Totally lost track of the preseason game. Bo Nix with a touchdown. I missed a Bo Nix touchdown to Jalen. No, not to Jalen Waddle. To RJ Harvey because of this. Cortland Sutton, 2 targets, no catches. Adam Trotman has a catch tonight. Jalen Waddle, a 35-yard reception. All right, into the 7th we are. Into the 7th we go. Jonah Coleman has 1 carry. Look at this right now. Jonah Coleman, 1 carry, 5 yards. Adam Prentice, 1 carry, 5 yards. RJ Harvey, 1 carry, 5 yards. An average of 5 yards per carry for every Broncos running back who's currently playing in this preseason game. I love that. I love it. Oh, RJ Harvey available here. Washington gone. Can't believe I missed a Bo Nix tutty. Thanks a lot, Sleeper. Got the Darnold stack over there. I like it, Cinnabon. Should have known that was part of the strat when he kept it Buka. Hey, Nick Chubb just retired, guys. Give me Danny Dimes. Listen, guys, Daniel Jones still finishes a top 18 quarterback last year in fantasy. Okay. Even only playing in 13 games. This guy's a monster. A monster of a quarterback. All right. He's on my team for a reason. Okay. Yeah, I really wanted to do the go for positional players and draft quarterbacks late. This was a risky draft to do it in, especially with keepers. I feel like with keepers, not a great not a great time. Cats gets Jamison Williams. No surprise there. Andrew saw the play. Let's go. I'm, I'm happy for you. I actually would have liked to see the Waddle play. I'll see everything. I'll watch all the replays. Or like True Nick Chubb retired after that final Browns injury. Probably so. Probably so. Shout out to a great career. The gruesome, unfortunate injury. Jonathan Brooks. All right, I think I'm gonna stop staring at the sleeper chat on my phone. Main reason I took Josh Allen to 1.1 was due to how many QB quarterback or QB keepers there were. Yeah, that is completely fair. I still think Josh Allen at the 1-1 is the right choice. We got a lot of players in this league that like to not go quarterback in the first or even the second, which you still see in a lot of super flex drafts. The intensity is on, guys. Starting roster is almost filled. Maybe with or without a tight end, but these are the important picks coming up here. And let's see what's going on with the Packers and Broncos. Got a little Jonah Coleman action. Yeah, like it says J Fitness took Bryce Young, but I don't see that on my screen. Broncos kicked a field goal. Okay. That felt like a true little glitch there. But I believe it worked out. Give me Cortland Sutton. Broncos running backs gonna be ugly for fantasy. I agree. I've been pretty off of them. I like that offense a lot this year. I think all those guys are going to be have good games, especially Harvey and Dobbins. But yeah, it's shaky out there for sure. That is for sure. All right. Just chilling now. So I definitely witnessed a glitch. Like it said Bryce Young was taken at the 8-2, and it didn't show on the screen for me till like 30, 40 seconds after. I think there's a little glitch to be aware of. There's like so many directions any of these teams can go right now. A lot of available players here. I'm just winging this draft. Oops, sorry guys, it's probably loud. I'll take Zay Flowers, a keeper there to 9-2. Diggs is gone. It feels like we have a lot of this draft left, but only got 6 more picks, guys. I feel like Dobbins a pretty solid pick there at this point in the draft. Cinnabon took Kraft just for you. Can have him. Can have him. Enjoy the snap count. Jacoby. This quarterback room. Give me Jacoby. I've got the oldest quarterback room in this league. All right. Yeah, a lot of good players here. I always forget that in like Superflex formats, wide receivers so deep. Concepcion. Give me Kenny Gainwell. I need a running back. All right, how are we feeling out there, boys and girls? How are we feeling? This draft just made me a little nervous. I really got thrown off by the conundrum in the beginning. Really got thrown off. Look at all the teams at the end. Andreas is good. Good. I'm glad you're doing good. Jeff could be better, but at least not starting Daniel Jones. Get out of here. Starting Sam Darnold. Yeah. You got to risk it for the biscuit sometimes. My skill position players are loaded. Okay. All right. I didn't do anything there, guys. I didn't do anything. We'll check in the chat here to see if nobody's upset in the chat. I think we're good. We're good. Bro, Daniel Jones gonna have a great year. Smokey says he's okay with his team. What are you doing over there, Smokey? A little Puka, a little Mike Evans, a little Olave, a little Hurt, Stroud, Gino, Tyler Warren, Channing Kyron. Okay. Starting lineup looks all right there. No Steelers on your team, bro. You got to fix that. You got to get a Steeler on your team. I love Blake Corum in this range. All right, everyone. Cinnabon's on the clock here. Everyone, be quiet. Dude, I know exactly who you're gonna pick. I know exactly who you're picking, Cinnabon. I knew it. I wasn't gonna say it. I knew it was gonna be Jacoby Myers. I knew it. We'll never say anything. I don't want to sway the draft. I knew it was gonna be Myers. Good pick. Very good value there. Kai Lemon, honestly, I mean, he's been practicing. Pretty damn good pick there too. Jaden Reed. We technically, we never talked about it before the draft. There goes Stribling. I was really wondering when Stribling was going to go. I halfway thought that Cinnabon was going to go Myers and Stribling. Got to build some anticipation. The Lemon disrespect in this draft is crazy. Man, he's falling in a lot of drafts, though. In a lot of drafts. Actually feel okay about this team right now. If my quarterbacks survive the next 3 weeks. Yeah, that's a good point, Cinnabon. Probably do have your keeper for next year. Man, I kind of want a Manung guy right here. Someone's got to take Kittle. Need some upside. Need some upside. We only got like 3 picks left, guys. Yeah, I thought Javonte just got picked. I totally forgot that was a keeper. I was like, wait, what? Someone got to take Rodgers. It's the right pick for that squad cast. Yeah, I think we're technically only supposed to draft 3 total quarterbacks. Like that was one of the original league rules, but at this point, I don't really care. Like if anyone else drafts another quarterback, like these are very questionable names. You already have 3. So actually, like I feel like this year works out perfect. Anyways, let's wrap up the 11th round and head into the 12th. Good draft tonight, guys. Uh-oh. I'm not touching nothing. Am I crazy or is this? No. Never mind. My theory is wrong. I see like it says Keaton Mitchell in the app. On desktop, I don't see it. Doesn't say it on the clock either. All right, give me Ferguson. Love that. Forget how much I've hyped up Jacoby over the past couple of streams I've talked in. Yeah. I would have definitely gone Jacoby at the 11-9 if he had somehow lasted that long. But yeah, I saw him on the. I was like, I know what's going to happen here. But yeah, I love Jacoby at his ADP. Let's see. Wait, is it glitching for me? Did I just get a glitch? Did Mr. Sarcastic get a glitch? Wait, I picked Jake Ferguson like 5 minutes ago. Right? Yeah, definitely glitched here. I'm not touching anything. Man, I wonder if it's like with all the changes that Sleeper's making. All right, says he took Aaron Jones. Yeah, but now it says Tajay Spears has been picked, but it's not showing. So weird. Ferguson didn't pop up for me until I restarted Sleeper. That's so weird because like I hit it, then I went to read your comment about Jacoby. I didn't think about it at all. And I looked back and I was like, why is it not showing Jacoby? I mean, Jake Ferguson. I see now it shows Tajay if I just refresh. That's why it's probably it feels like it's glitching is because If you're not like, if you haven't refreshed, you wouldn't know that you're on the clock, and that's why you're running out of time. Does that make sense? But now it's like, well, I'm gonna just pause the draft. I thought maybe that would give the pick back. And a bud smoker lets me know who he wants. I'll change it here, but it's really aggravating. Yeah, I'll definitely go over your team, J Fitness. I got you. Smokey went Spears. Now we're just stuck on bud smoker. Guess I gotta hit auto pick. Is bud smoker here? I just want to make sure that's his actual pick. Okay, Zach was correct. All right, J-Dub's on the clock. Man, what a weird draft. Guys, just have your eyes peeled. Smokey says he's been opening and closing the app is the only way. That makes sense. At least I think I'm in a little bit of a rhythm here where I can figure it out. I can figure out what's supposed to be happening. And if not, I think I'll just pause the draft and ask you guys. Remember, if I don't do well in this league this year, which it can't be much worse than last year, because it's because of all this nonsense. Okay. I'm blaming the app here. Yeah, I'm basically I'm just gonna go over every team pretty quickly here at the end for everybody. Andrea won last year. I'm in too many leagues to really remember what happened, but sometimes with these renewing leagues, I can remember. I feel okay about this team if my quarterbacks don't die. I like the Algier pick there, Cinnabon. It makes sense for your squad there as well. By the way, if you guys want to play in the 3 wide receiver league, I got 2 more spots. Supposed to draft Monday night. I need to get it filled. It's the final league of the year, most likely. Probably 99% sure that's going to be the final league. 2 spots. It's a fun league. So all the same settings as the redraft leagues, but an extra wide receiver. Don't know exactly what I want to do with these last 2 picks. Man, I was gonna take Cyrus Allen if he was there. Ah, Kobe Lane. Someone kind of guess your final pick? Maybe. If we get close, when we get closer there at the end, I'll try. Like you might go tight end. One, two, three, four, five wide receivers, 4 running backs. Oh wait, I might actually know what you're gonna do. I don't want to say anything. Once we get past Mike's pick at 14.11, I actually have an idea of something you might do. Oh yeah, so if you're not like refreshing, then you wouldn't know that you're on the clock. Then you'll miss your pick. That's exactly what was happening, which is positively annoying. Ty Simpson. Okay. Oh, Cat stole your idea. Oh, with Ty Simpson. Okay, you can pick a Browns quarterback, bro. Oh, sorry, guys. Pick DJ McCarthy. This time of year, I always want like, bench. There to be more bench spots because I'm like so used to underdog drafts. I'm like, my mentality is still like looking at very deep players. All right, we're stuck. I didn't click anything that time. At the Raiders. Yes, I can rate your fantasy team. We're about to do a review on all these rosters, so I might have to wait through that. It was right there. You can check waivers in this league. Make sure they're not on. Okay, Friday is a waivers day. Cam Ward, your quarterback one, brother. That's not a great start. Javonte and Chase Brown, nice. Jamar Chase, very nice. Tate as your wide receiver two is a little bit shaky. You should really be, in my opinion. Why is it keeps pulling up my like queue and stuff? Yeah, I have no idea what's going on with Bud Smoker's pick here. Let me hop into the draft room. Yeah, I would definitely plan Raiders on Bud Smoker. If you can let me know your pick just to be safe. I'm not touching anything. All right, he's typing. Not loading. Just know your pick. I think it's because Sleeper's changing to this new interface. Yeah, I would go Kyler Murray, Javonte, Chase Brown, Jamar Chase. All right, I mean, told Watson for the pick here. J Dub's back in the clock. So let's see here. Kyler Murray, Cam Ward, Javonte Williams, Chase Brown, Jamar Chase, Carnell Tate, Trey McBride. You might even be starting Josh Downs over Carnell Tate. At the IDP league, you got Will Anderson. You got the Rams defense. This is probably why you kind of suffered, so to speak. Like at wide receiver 2, maybe quarterback a bit. Overall, starting lineup looks pretty strong, especially with Will Anderson and the Rams defense. Now, I don't play IDP personally, so sometimes I know with IDP scoring, like, even though it's a really good defensive player, maybe they're not one that traditionally actually scores a lot of points in IDP leagues. But if your IDP league is set up where Will Anderson should be productive, then I like that pick a lot. Rams defense should be very solid. Will Lutz, great kicker. Was very, very productive last year. Roman Wilson being the only player on the bench is a little shaky too. But this feels like a little bit of a different overall format than a traditional league. So I would say overall, I would feel okay here. Pretty good. Pretty strong. You get that wide receiver 2. Oh, I'm sorry. Josh Downs is in your flex already. I'm sorry. Do you have more of a bench, or is it just Roman Wilson and Kyler Murray? Starting lineup is definitely good enough here. All right, Cinnabon. I'm calling it in my head. If you don't believe me, I think I know your exact pick. I really do. Oh, I did not. I did not. I did not know your exact pick. But I will never tell you who I was thinking. You'll never know. All right, well, that was an interesting draft. A lot of hiccups along the way. Let's hop in to some team reviews. Don't you sometimes wish you had a taxi squad in redraft leagues? Raiders has Jordan Tyson, Rasheed Rice, Darnell Washington, Kenneth Walker, and Caleb Downs. Okay, that changes a lot of things. Oh, Caleb Downs. Yeah, your team's solid. But yeah. Your team's solid then. Because you also have the ability to play Rasheed Rice as your wide receiver too. Kenneth Walker. I mean, really, your starting lineup is Kyler Murray, Kenneth Walker, Chase Brown, flexing Javonte Williams, starting Jamar Chase, starting Rasheed Rice, starting Trey McBride, Will Anderson, Rams defense, Will Lutz. That's how I would lay it out. So yeah, your team's fine, especially for this kind of like non-traditional type league here. Unless you can't flex a running back, and if that's the case, then you will flex Josh Downs or Carnell Tate. Maybe Jordan Tyson at some point. All right, Cinnabon. Let's get through these team reviews. Kip JSN in the third. You got Josh Allen, Sam Darnold at quarterback. Different bye weeks there to figure out some stuff throughout the season. Hopefully no injuries there. Jeremiah Love, Brees Hall, Algier, Tracy. I will say, I like the upside a lot of Love and Hall, but we do have some injury risk with those guys. Good late round running back picks, though. A lot of upside for those starting running backs, though, and yeah, they'll probably be fine week one. JSN, Igbuka, Roma Dunze, Jacoby Myers, Mekhi Lemon, Denzel Austin. Very good value at wide receiver throughout the course of this draft for you. We'll say, generally speaking, in Superflex formats, you can kind of sit back and really get good value at wide receiver because it is such a deep position and everything's already going to be pushed back so drastically. So Tucker Kraft in the ninth. Good little squad here. Starting Allen, Darnold, Love, Hall, JSN, and Buka, flexing Adunze, starting Kraft. Good options on the bench there. Good little draft there, man. All right, Mike, your keeper was Zay Flowers in the ninth. You got Goff, Jordan Love, Tua Tagovailoa. Tua is still a relatively good value pick here. Not a ton of upside at quarterback here. Jordan Love and Tua on the same bye week in week 11. Gibbs at the 1-2, followed up by Monty. Get the Sonic and Knuckles duo together. Blake Corum, great value there. Chris Rodriguez, good value there. Brian Robinson, solid handcuff. Lundo, Wilson, Tate, Flowers, pretty thin at wide receiver, but in this format, we really only need to play 3 wide receivers, not the end of the world. Starting Goff, Love, Gibbs, Monty, London, Wilson, Flowers in a perfect world. Good enough bench there. Don't hate it. I say McBride's awesome in your starting lineup. Kuda. What up, what up? All right, Drake May, Malik Willis, and Fernando Mendoza at quarterback. Who was your keeper? Drake May? I want to say it was May. Am I wrong? I want to say it was May. I'm not going to check. Anyways, Henry, Scatabo, Etienne, Rashad White at running back. Good values there. Jamar Chase at the 1-3, followed up by Scary Terry and Stephon Diggs. Jaden Reed and Romeo Dobbs no longer on the same team, but on your fantasy team here. So let's see. We're starting Drake May, Malik Willis, Henry, Scatabo, Chase, McClure, and then either flexing Etienne, which probably be my choice if you could. Also maybe flex the Diggs, a Reed, a Dobbs. Tight ends are Kincaid and DeJuan Johnson. Good value at tight end for going late round tight end here. It'll work. Andrea, former champ. What we do here? Lamar Jackson at the 1-4, Prescott at the 3.4. Don't remember who your keeper was, honestly. Was it Swift? Anyways. Remember, I mean, you got different bye weeks here for Lamar and Prescott. They are late season bye weeks. Hopefully no injuries here. Mark Andrews at tight end. That's fine. Hampton, Swift, Pollard. I mean, the first 7 rounds, going 2 quarterbacks, certainly not bad. Then some kind of nice handcuffs there in Mike Washington and Pacheco. Waddle, DJ Moore, Mike Wilson, Godwin, Robinson, Stribling. Pretty good wide receiver value here. Rounding it out with Stribling. So starting Lamar and Prescott, Mark Andrews, Hampton, Swift, Waddle, DJ Moore. Then you really got a plethora of players here to potentially use as that flex option. I mean, it's a strong team. Seeing you throw on the chat, Dak was your keeper. My mistake. I'm too focused on DeAndre Swift. You guys know me. But yeah, this is a pretty solid team. Only maybe potential criticism is like maybe could have gone with one of those late round quarterbacks. Just throw a dart there. Maybe over one of the wide receivers or over one of those last 2 running backs. But certainly not bad. J-Dubs, what's up? What's up? Who'd we keep here? Dart in the 10th. Very good pick for you. Let's see. So you got Burrow, Caleb, and Dart. So J-Dub's the only team to come out of the first and second round back-to-back with a quarterback. which relatively speaking is unusual for a Superflex league. But Burrow, Caleb Williams, Dart, probably the strongest quarterback room of any team here. I think we can all agree on that, right? Lamar and Dak, not bad. JD5 Herbert, tons of upside there. T-Law Kyler could be something, Cats. Purdy Baker, Mahomes Shuck. I mean, there are options, but I think we would all agree overall, Burrow, Caleb Williams, Dart has to be. I mean, and don't forget about Stafford, Daniel Jones, and Jacoby Brissett. But nonetheless, here, J-Dubs. Late tight end, we go Likely and Goddard. Can't complain there. AJ Brown, Higgins, Parker Washington, QJ, Khalil Shakir. Quite good values at wide receiver. At running back, we got Henderson, Judkins, Dowdle, Dobbins. Dare I say, pretty good value at running back as well. This is a pretty complete roster if everything goes according to plan for you. Starting Burrow and Caleb, AJ Brown and Higgins, Henderson and Judkins, flexing Parker Washington, and starting Likely or Goddard, but you could be super flexing Dart. You got other options to flex there. It's a little squad. Bud Smoker. Bo Nix and Deshaun Watson is certainly a choice, and I like Bo Nix, but there's some risk associated here. That's for sure. Amon-Ra, Barkley, JT, Jacobs. That is scary, though. Chuba Hubbard, Charbonnet. I really wanted Charbonnet in this draft. Really did. I'm sitting over there with 3 running backs. And I went back-to-back tight ends, seeing if I could risk Charbonnet. And you have a luxury of running backs. Anyways, Amon-Ra, Adams, Metcalf, Pittman, Shaheed. Decent values there throughout the draft. Adams was a great value. Laporta and Kelsey. I mean, this is a team where the quarterback situation is very shaky, but you can play a little bit of waiver at quarterback in Superflex leagues. I mean, you can get away sometimes here. So starting Nix and Watson. And I mean, I always lay out Superflex rosters as you were Superflexing a quarterback, but you don't technically have to. Nix, Watson, Barkley, JT, Laporta or Kelsey, St. Brown, Adams, and probably flexing Jacobs. But you have other options here. I mean, you already know with this team that quarterback is shit. Like, you know. But I don't know what you're gonna do at quarterback, brother. All right. Look at the cat. Hurts, Stroud, Geno Smith. We kept Olave in the 8th, so you get a bit of an advantage at wide receiver going in this draft, to say the least. Tyler Warren's at tight end, but then you got Puka, Mike Evans, Olave, Cyrus Allen, Depot. Certainly not bad values here. A-Chain, Kyron Williams, Jordan Mason, Manungai Spears. I actually quite like a lot of your picks. QB2 is a bit sketchy here. Starting Hurts and Geno. That's how very little I believe in Stroud. Hurts and Stroud, Hurts and Geno. Warren great at tight end. You're starting Puka and Olave, starting A-Chain and Kyron. You just got to flex one of whoever's left. Mike Evans, Jordan Mason, Cyrus Allen, Manungai Spears, Debo. That's a pretty strong roster if that second quarterback can actually hold on to you or hold on for you. Mr. Sarcastic. What we got here? Just trying to figure out who your keeper was. Obviously forgotten. Don't know who your keeper was. All right. I forgot everyone's keepers. JD5 and Herbert, both on the same bye week. Hopefully no injuries there. Pitts and Sadiq. Pitts was your keeper. That's right. In the 13th. Pitts and Sadiq. You already knew going into this draft that you had a tight end. You get another one, that's fine too. The very last pick, completely fine. C-Mac, Jadarion Price, RJ Harvey, Ramondre Stevenson, Aaron Jones, T-Mac, Luther Burden, MH Jr., Alec Pierce, Xavier Worthy. So some good values at wide receiver. We're starting Herbert and JD5, C-Mac and Jadarion, T-Mac, Luther Burden, Lexi and Marvin Harrison, starting Kyle Pitts at tight end. On the bench there, you got Ramondre, Alec Pierce, Xavier Worthy, Aaron Jones. This team could work. I'll go over my team last. Cats. What's up, Cats? T-Law in the fourth. So you added on Kyler Murray. Man, I really wanted Kyler in this draft, but I was not going to get him with Smitty being my keeper anyway. The way the draft board landed. Rodgers, Ty Simpson, Colson Love at tight end, Chase Brown, Walker, Bill, Jonah Coleman at running back, Nico, J-Mo, B-Tom, Concepcion, Travis Hunter. So we're starting T-Law and Kyler, starting Loveland, starting Chase Brown and Walker, Collins and J-Mo, flexing Brian Thomas, but you also got Bill, Concepcion, and maybe some other names there. I think this team could quite work. The starting lineup is very strong. Very, very strong. Jay Fitness. What we do here? Trying to remember who your keeper was. It was Javonte in the 11th, which is a very good keeper. So Purdy, Baker, Bryce Young. Pretty good quarterback room here for not going QB until rounds 4 and 6 and starting out with 3 wide receivers. Bucky, Jonathan Brooks. On top of already having Javonte, you had that advantage. You didn't need to go running back early because you knew you had Javonte. Alvin Kamara, Dylan Sampson. So you really just need a second running back. CeeDee Lamb, J.J. Neighbors, crazy start. Also got Addison and Matthew Golden. So definitely had that advantage of having Javonte, knowing you didn't need to go super strong at running back. But you'd be starting Purdy, Baker, Harold Bannon, Javonte, Bucky, Lamb, J.J. Neighbors. Now, that's a very interesting team, the way that turned out. If Bucky and or Jonathan Brooks hits and Javonte stays healthy, this team will be a really big problem. Assuming Harold Fandon also hits, so to speak, plays good enough. Well, tight end is replaceable. Purdy, Baker, Javonte, Bucky, or Jonathan Brooks, Bannon, Lamb, JJ, Neighbors. It's a scary squad. All right, Cora, last team here. Really the start of the glitching in this draft, so I don't believe he really wanted Brock Bowers at 211. But like Bowers is the type of player that although there's a lot of value on the board here, like he is the type of player that can still go at the 211. So I really had no way of knowing because we didn't really have like people bringing up the glitch again until 2-7. I feel kind of bad about this, but it is Bowers. You know? All right. Your keeper was Bijan. Yeah, Bijan too. So we ended up with Mahomes, Chuck, Cam Ward at quarterback. Certainly good values here. Especially if Cam Ward does take that year 2 step that I think Tyler Shuck will take. Mahomes are great value at the 4-1. So Bijan, Tootin, Woody Marks, Keaton Mitchell, Bigsby. So you knew had Bijan going into this draft. That was kind of your advantage here. At wide receiver, we got Rashee Rice, Watson, Jordan Tyson, Josh Downs, and Jalen Coker. So certainly plenty of upside. Those names like Watson and Tyson. Downs are great value, and Coker is worth taking there for sure. So we're starting Mahomes and Shuck, Bowers, Bijan, then probably Tootin, then Rice, Watson, Downs. Maybe Tyson at some point. Maybe a Woody Marks. I think this team still works. All right, what did I do? Guys, I just got a little risky tonight. This is a tough league if you want to push quarterback, A, because of the keepers, and B, because there's a lot of people in this league, like I talked about earlier, who don't want to go quarterback early. They want to go skill position early. I mean, once again, in the first round, we only had 3 quarterbacks gone. Through the first 2 rounds, we only had 5 quarterbacks gone. I would say, generally speaking, that's not how it typically goes for a lot of Superflex leagues, but I like that. It's a little unusual here. Plus, it's a keeper league, so that can push back some teams from wanting to take a quarterback. Like, I mean, J-Dub's bad example. He took 2 quarterbacks, but he had Dart in the 10th, you know? Cats had T-Law in the 4th. Andrea had Prescott in the 3rd. Like, although she took a quarterback there too. But, nonetheless, let's look at my team. My keeper was Smitty in the 6th. Didn't really have a lot of good keeper options. But you guys know I love Devonta. So I tried to go kind of aggressive here. I knew running backs were going to dry up quick. I knew that I already had Smitty, so I'm going to double up at wide receiver there and really risk it at quarterback. So I ended up with Stafford, Daniel Jones, and Jacoby Brissett. Now, actually, I think that I would have liked to start a bit more if Smitty wasn't my keeper, just because of where he landed. Although I really would have preferred Kyler Murray there at the 6'4 anyway, so I would have been pretty blown, especially because Shucker Baker didn't make it back here. And I would have felt inclined to still go Stafford at the 5'9. But you guys know, in terms of late, quote unquote, late round quarterbacks, Shuck, Baker, and Kyler pretty much been my guys this offseason. So Sam Darnold is really who I had my eyes on, the 7.9. Cinnabon takes him at the 7.1. I thought maybe Jones would go before Stroud or Malik Willis. So I actually am okay with Daniel Jones as my QB2. There's definitely concerns there, but you guys remember that pace he was on last year. He was very solid overall. Outside this game against the Rams or against the Titans, which he didn't even need to throw the ball because JT had like 8 touchdowns. JT had that game. Week 3, he had 3. Yeah, but yeah, I'm actually okay. Although the starting schedule for the Colts is pretty tough. Ravens, Chiefs, Texans, Commanders, we suck. Pittsburgh, Tennessee. Okay, it's not awful. But I don't know. Minnesota, Jacksonville, Dallas. It is a pretty tough. But yeah, I'm actually okay there, although I prefer him as a QB3 still. Jacoby Brissett, honestly, one of these late round quarterbacks, I'll take, you guys know. So yeah, quarterback room. I mean, we're kind of wheelchair over here, but these guys can stay alive. And Jacoby Brissett doesn't give up his starting job, although there's going to be options on the waiver theoretically. I don't know. I think we can hold it together here. Running backs are James Cook, Ashton Genty, and Kenneth Gainwell. I'm light at running back. That'll actually probably be my main target on waivers. Very happy with tight end Kittle and Ferguson. I really feel like, especially knowing that tight end, there's always options on waivers. I really don't feel stressed about tight end at all. Pickens, Ladd, Devonta, Sutton, Jacoby Lane, Keenan Allen feel great at wide receiver. And honestly, even though I'm thin at running back, I have a lot of belief that Cook and Genty are true workhorse running backs. And I love Gainwell on the bench. So in a perfect world, starting Stafford, starting Daniel Jones, starting Cook and Genty, Pickens and Ladd. I'm flexing Devonta Smith. And then I'm starting Kittle or Ferguson. On the bench, I have Sutton, Gainwell, one of those 2 tight ends, then some upside picks there, so to speak, in Jacoby Lane and Keenan Allen, or maybe the guys who can be replaceable if I need waiver help. So I actually like the way that this team turned out. I thought I was going to be a little bit more disappointed when I went over this team, but the quarterbacks stay alive. Now, take out quarterback here. We got Cook, Genty, Pickens, Ladd, Devonta, and then Kittle or Ferguson in the starting lineup. That feels pretty strong to me. Sutton can fill in there if I need him to. Gainwell can fill in there if I need him to. Already got that depth at tight end. I actually feel pretty good here. Quarterbacks, please make it through. All right, great draft, guys. Congrats to everyone in the Superflex League. Don't forget, tomorrow night we're live streaming. We will have league number 1 drafting. All right, let's see. But almost kept him with my second for Caleb. Cats is mid-draft for me, but half these guys are getting dropped. I don't know. I kind of like the way your team turned out, bro. I mean, some of those late picks, yeah, I do agree, but I went over every team, Mike. Keep your room is trash. Toilet bowl, here I come. Yeah, you are the one team who might truly be super flexing the skill position player. But think about it. Bo Nix, one of the two tight ends, Amon-Ra, Adams, Barkley, JT, super flex, Jacobs, regular flex, Metcalf. Still work. Team of the night. I always hate this question because it is tough. But I will say the one team that actually did stand out to me was J Fitness. I think overall, I just went over all the positives and negatives. Like I'm not saying any team is great or awful or like we know how it is. Any team could make it right. But Purdy, Baker, Javonte, Bucky, or Brooks, and then Lamb, JJ, Neighbors. I mean, I feel pretty good. And I feel like I like J Dub's team a lot too. Burrow, Caleb, one of the two tight ends, AJ Brown, Higgins, Henderson, Judkins, Parker, Washington. Then you got Dart as a depth piece. I like QJ a lot. Dowdle and Dobbins are good values. I really like that team too. Yeah, I mean all the teams here are good, except yours, Cinnamon. Just kidding. But there we have it, guys. Drafted a couple underdog teams. Got the Superflex annual league concluded there. There we have it. Congrats again, everybody. All right, almost 3 hours tonight. We'll be back tomorrow night for League One's draft. Also a keeper league. Then league number 3 is drafting Sunday night. Oh, I didn't see this one. Name on my team in a 10-teamer redraft: Drake May, A-Chain, JT, AJ Brown, Pickens, Kenneth, Bannon, stacked. Yeah, even for a 10-man stack. You're good. Cinnabon, I hope you get destroyed. But knowing that I just said that, I probably jinxed my team against you for the year, and you'll probably smack me. All right, guys, great draft. I will be back on tomorrow night, either doing a couple underdog drafts. Actually, no, tomorrow we'll start with league number 1's draft. Then I might stick around for some underdog drafts. But yeah, that does it for the night. Congrats again to everybody in the Superflex League. I'll see a lot of you same guys tomorrow for league number 1's draft. Like I said, we have 2 spots left in the 3 wide receiver league. If you guys want in, please let me know. I'd really like to do that draft Monday night. So if you guys want to get in, it's $20 for that league per usual. All of our leagues are. I'll drop the Discord bottom of the chat. You guys can hit me up on there if you guys want to get in. And that's gonna do it for the night. This comment about Daniel Jones scared me. But yeah, hopefully Sleeper isn't glitchy tomorrow night. I'll put out a warning or something in the chat. All right, I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Have a great night, everybody. Have a great Saturday.